Hi everyone, Minky here with the next part of Let's ACP Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm going to continue on with some Sword today because I want to make some progress there, and then I'll probably go to the DLC areas, and then maybe I'll do some Shield stuff as well today, hopefully. Because I kind of want to keep both files in sync, but for now we're going to have to deal with these guys. So, yeah, we're going to battle Team Yell. Because otherwise, like, they're in the way. We can't go into the hotel with them in the way, so... So, I feel like I should show this off anyway, because I know it's part of the plot, and I know people are going to really see this, but... At the same time, I think it's just worth showing off anyway, for the sake of argument, you know? At least once, anyway, you know? Because, like, I haven't even done a normal Let's Play on my channel, so... You know... It is what it is, you know. Alright, Wing Attack. Wing Attack is, like, much better than Peck in this generation. Because Wing Attack, or maybe not this generation, but at least with Sword and Shield. Because it does, like... It's the same PP, but it's... and type. But it's, more powerful. So... You know, it's not really necessarily even a case of, like, why would you pick Peck? Because, like, okay, to be fair, if Peck had more PP, then you could make the argument that, like, you know, in when you're really powerful and you want to battle a lot of a really weak Pokemon, you would teach Peck, because it would still defeat the Pokemon in one turn, but they've got more PP. So you would use that in order to get by the turn quicker, if you will, or defeat them without having to go to the Pokemon Center as often, if you will. Especially if it was divisible by 10 as opposed to 5. You know, which, in this case, they're both divisible by 5, but they're both the same PP anyway. But if Peck had 40 PP, which is the only PP amount left over, if it had more, then, you know, then it would have, like, it would have a use, and it would be easy to kind of, like, do the numbers and whatever, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, so... But no, they're both the same in this case. And I guess that you could, like, make, like, a worst possible build, if you will, like, whatever you want for physical moves, but you want for the worst physical moves, if you will, on a Pokemon, if you will, something like that, you know? Oh, well. I really did not need that heal. Thanks, bloody, I can't remember the name. Being so powerful at this point. Like, jeez. You can get this early on, by the way. I've not done anything to the point where I can get, like, I'm not doing anything where I can get Pokemon early on or anything. No, this is genuinely something you can get early on. If you will, is this Pokemon I've got. You know, this level 20. Oh yes, we got a double battle! Nice! Rufflet, yeah. This Rufflet level 20 is completely natural into this final. And they're completely natural. So, you know, I've not cheated. I've not glitched. I know of any cheats or glitches you can use in this game, really. I've not used any other file. Like, I'm still yet to connect to any other file for this game. If you was for the save file. So, really, Defense Curl? I've not even trained. I kind of wish I did train now and I got a move like Earthquake or Surf or something to attack both Pokemon with, like Snarl. That would have been kind of cool in this case. It wouldn't have been very effective to either opponent, but it would have at least been something. At least then maybe I could have trained up enough so I could actually attack both opponents or something. You know? That would be nice. That would be really useful. But, it is what it is, I guess. You get so much money for winning, yet you lose so little. I don't remember this being her theme. I guess it kind of suits her though a little bit. I'm really glad about this. That she's like saying like she's kind of standing up to them, if you will. Like, yeah, they're her fans or whatever, but she's telling them, you know, show some restraint or whatever. You know, don't be weird, if you will. Yeah. They got replaced by other people. We didn't even get to sign in. What the hell? So did it cause you any hassle? No, we got 3 experience points for it. No, it's... Alright, let's go. Master Minky, I see that the league has booked a room for you, and if I might, thank you for helping us out of a sticky situation with those hooligans. I hope you have a pleasant stay here with us. Sleep well. Really? I didn't lose that much damage, man. I got healed. The next morning, and in case you've missed it, Hopsa's morning. Right, I bet you will, because to be honest, I'm not even going to go there straight away. Because I've got something else to go to, actually. Alright, yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, never mind then. Wait, can we just deny? Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, let me see if I can just kind of cheese it a little bit and go to the Pokemon Center so I can show off a few things. I'm not going to go back through the wild area just yet. I'm going to go see if we can go down here. Actually, you know what? No, let's take it on anyway, because, like, I think it's probably best if we do this now and then I go back. Especially since I think we get the ability to fly after this as well. So that would make things just so much easier, you know? Yeah, Gym Challenge uniform, that's fine. Oh yeah, look at 231. Oh, you know, I didn't even check Thingamajig. I didn't even check my favourite number. Oh, I can pause the recording again. Jeez. You know, like, if it ever comes up to the point where it's like, oh, okay, I've got to go check to see if I've got the right number or whatever, you know? Ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to read it all, because I don't know, what else was going to go on about, man? I don't even know, to be honest. I don't know. Oh, was it? Someone had a bloody Sobble, it looked like. Yeah, defeat the 8 units. Oh yeah, I remember watching this. I remember watching this the first time when I played all the way back when, and it was like only 7 of the gym leaders appear, if you will. I don't know what the other guys. I can't even remember which one doesn't appear. Alright, so we got one, two. I don't even get a good shot of them. We got Milo, Nessa. So we're going in order so far of gym leaders. Kabu, yeah, who's the gym leader of this place, by the way. B, is it B? I think it's pronounced B. Opal, B's first and exclusive, by the way. Gordy, who's also first and exclusive. And Ryan. Who's the missing one then? I feel like I remember. Who's the one missing? I can't even remember, actually, to be honest. The 7th one? I don't know, man. But what I'll do as well is I'll put up, like, whenever, like, you know, there's first exclusive gym leaders, I'll put it up. I'll split the screen up for those sections. Was that it? Surely there's got to be more to that than just that. What? Please don't tell me I've got cutscenes skipped on this, because, like, surely I don't. I mean, if not, then I'll just put it up quickly again, like I did last time, where it just, like, sped up quickly, kind of thing. Yeah, here's Rose as well. What's this? I see you both already possess Dynamax bands. How wonderful. It seems you two have been led here by the guiding light of the wishing stars. By the way, it was wonderful. It was my wonderful company that invented those Dynamax bands. I dare say this year's gym challenge is looking to be an absolute blast. Very good indeed. That means the whole Galar region is in for some excitement. The whole Galar region, and that we don't ever go to the 2 DLC areas until later. Although, to be fair, like I said, we do got to go to those areas in this ASAP Run as well, which I will do as well. It's going to be funky, because it's not going to be like, oh, you do the main story and then the DLC areas, which, obviously I've done a little bit on the Shield already, but, you know, you'll see what I mean as we go along. So, yeah, we can't exactly just do, like, a straightforward, like, story, if you will, in this case. So... The Gym Challenge is an excellent opportunity to show off your Dynamax Pokemon. Now, I'm terribly sorry, but there is some urgent business I need to attend to, so I must be on my way. The best of luck to both of you. Oh yeah. Chairman certainly seems to be in high spirits. Now listen closely, you two. You both only just started on your path to strength. No, we didn't. No, we blew. Well, I didn't. To be fair. I mean, to be fair, it's freaking weird how the freaking, you know, how different it is. Because, like, you got Sonya saying, like, oh, wow, you're so brave for doing the wild area. Which, like, I mean, in my case, you know, as someone who's been a trainer for a very long time now, yeah, that makes sense. You know, but then you've got Leon here saying, "Oh, you're only just starting, if you will. You're only just now starting," which isn't true for me because, like I said, I've been a trainer for a very long time. But for someone like my hater or other similar people, you know, it's the reverse, if you will. And I say other similar people. I hope there's not similar people to my hater, but yeah, it's just one of those weird things. It's like, why, man? If you want to win, you need to do more than just train your Pokemon. You need to train yourselves too. That's that Triforce of Wisdom talking right there. I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty good on that already, so to be fair. Yeah, the Gym Challenge has a set order that you've got to visit gyms in, right? Yeah, I never really understood that. I kind of wish, like, not that I didn't understand it, but I mean, like, I wish they did it more like a bit more open worldly, like, if you will, you know, like, I wish they did it a little bit like that, if you will, where they, like, said, like, okay, well, you can take them on in any order, essentially, but, like, in the story, you have to get forced to tackle them in this specific order, so it's just convenient, if you will, but, at the same time, like, if you ever get, like, an open world Pokemon game, hint, hint, wink, wink, you know, I kind of wish that they would actually scale the levels for you, so that, you know, you could take on the gym leaders and the gym challenges in any order, you know, but if you ever do start a gym, you would have to finish that gym before you could take on any of the other gyms. So it's kind of like an official order. That way you can't cheese the system and say, like, you know, start the first gym, but, you know, the first official gym or whatever, or start one gym, and then have them be, like, the first tier, and then, but then leave, start another gym, have them be first tier, and then both gyms are now first tier, even though one of them should be second tier, if you will, and then, assume that's how that works, I don't know, but you know what I mean, you know, and then cheating the whole system so that all 8 gyms are first tier, when, you know, it should be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 8th tier, you know, kind of thing. The first is in Turffield, and to get there we need to go through Route 3. So yeah, obviously, like I said, I've said this before, but in this case, ASAP boss runs. Now, the way ASAP boss runs work typically is that you take the gyms and you have to battle them in order, and then you get access to new Pokemon once you beat them, be it through like a HM that they let you start using, or they just give you access to more areas in the game. Which, in this case, it's more areas in the game. Now, I don't know if all 8 gym leaders are ASAP bosses. In this case, I don't know if all 8 of them are. Which, by the way, ASAP boss runs also have, like, ASAP dungeons as well. Which, an ASAP dungeon is basically, like, as soon as you enter the dungeon, you can't leave until you beat the boss of that dungeon. So, in this case, the dungeons are obviously the gyms. Now, not every boss has a dungeon, as we'll soon see, hopefully in this part. If not, it will be next part. So in some cases you just have to battle the boss and not have to worry about a dungeon, but obviously the gyms are the dungeons, so as soon as you get to the turf field gym, as soon as you enter, you can't leave, if you will. So as soon as you've done everything for turf field, you go into the gym and then you can't leave the gym. That does count for something in some cases. Maybe this gym, I don't know, the third gym, if you will, that in this town. If you will, I'm not too sure, but it's a lot more prevalent in the Zelda series than it is in the Pokemon series. So, But another thing to add on to that is that this game has DLC, so that kind of retroactively adds more ASAP bosses to the game, if you will. Obviously, the League, in this case, is an ASAP boss as well, so there is that, but obviously we'll get to that as we can. Now, another thing to point out is that I'm going to be taking... Well, another thing is that there's official orders, and... there's one official order, and probably some unofficial orders as well, typically. Maybe there's not always necessarily going to be an unofficial order, but basically an unofficial order means you can take on gym leaders, ASAP bosses in a different order than what is intended, if you will. Assuming there's maybe you use a glitch in a glitch version of an ASAP run, or maybe, say for example, in this case, the first rival battle in the Isle of Armor, which is the first DLC, against Clara in Sword or Avery in Shield, that blocks out pretty much the entire Isle of Armor. So that's an ASAP boss without a dungeon, for example, but that would count as the ASAP boss after the League, if you will, because the official order would say, obviously, take on the main story, so that would be the 8 gym leaders plus the League, so that's 9 ASAP bosses, and then the 10th ASAP boss would be Clara / Avery, the number one, the first battle you have with them in the Isle of Armor. But that's not to say that you can't go to the Crown Tundra at this point. So I'll get more into detail about those two later, about the 2 DLCs later, because it's a bit funky, if you will, of what we can do over there. But you'll see what I mean as we go along with this. So. But at least there's more information for you right now, so, at least there's that. So, as it says here, the Gym Challenge is an event in which aspiring trainers travel around the Galar region to try to collect gym badges from 8 of its gyms, implying that there's more gyms to me. It implies there's more gyms to me, to be honest. Anyway, to earn a gym badge, you have to complete that gym's mission and also defeat its gym leader. So yeah, that's basically the gym challenge. It's kind of always been the case, pretty much, if you will. So yeah, as it shows on the map as well, during the cutscene, or during the loading screen, I guess, it shows you where to go next, which is pretty cool. But on that note, before we look at that, the chairman has asked to deliver a gift to you. Oh, okay. I don't know why I said it like that, what the hell? A gift, such a wonderful thing, from the chairman, such a wonderful man. What the fuck was that? Okay, here we go. Here's a flying taxi. Nice. Alright, very nice. That means we can fly now, basically. It's really nice. We can fast travel. So, yeah. I'm not going to read it all because we don't need to read it all at this point. I don't know why. I thought you said you got to press X twice. So obviously you get access to fly now, which is basically what it is, and you can fly even though you don't have the badge for it because there is no badge for it. And as you can see, we can only fly to areas we've already been to, obviously, because it wouldn't make sense to give you access to everywhere. So let's go back then to over here then and actually get some progress done. Alright, so yeah, let's go this way, yeah. So, in here, yeah, it's in here, yeah. Oh yeah, I like how we do it from the opposite side as well, so that's kind of cool in a way, that we do it from the complete opposite side, as on the shield file. There's an hour and pass, please board the train. And yeah, there's Clara. Alright. Do you have an armor pass? Yeah, of course, I totally have one. I wonder how different they talk as well, because I know there's some quirks they have differently from one another, but yeah. Maybe I'll put it up on screen or something, or maybe I'll do like I don't know, a video of just showcasing all of the footage or whatever. Oh, a Slowpoke. Looks like another one's gone on the train. She didn't even say anything. What the hell? Oh well, alright, so who do I want to use then? Oh, we got a Pokédoll, nice. Alright, do you have Bite, please? You do, okay, nice. So I can use you, because what I'm going to do, like we said earlier, is I'm going to test out to see if this actually works or not. If you will, like if, you know, if it actually counts as like, what's it called? If we can actually defeat the Slowpoke, what will happen, you know? Hopefully it still gives you the chance to catch them, in which case they kind of act as like an A presser, if you will, something you can just keep on pressing A on, if you will. But, you know, hopefully that's the case, because if so, you can get like a payday build and just get like loads of money just by pressing the A button constantly, if you will. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see, so another thing as well, by the way, is if you take this on later on in the game, like much later on, like I think after beating the league, I think, or at least getting some progress into the game, then what happens is I think the Slowpoke is actually level 60, meaning technically there is 2 versions of the Slowpoke, 4 if you count genders as well, because they can be 50-50, I think. So that's pretty nice. Wait, it's like, wait, they're still here? Okay, hang on a minute. You might have to talk to them from this side, but, because obviously you're going to turn to talk to the guy, but, you know, we might be able to do this. I think, though, as soon as you battle it the first time, then it's preset. So it'll always be, what? Huh? What? So you can re-roll. You can re-roll the gender. Nice. Oh, that's so nice. I mean, you can re-roll anything else, but you can already do that with save quitting anyway. Or not save quitting, I mean saving and then restarting. And obviously the only thing that we can't tell is the gender, you know? We can tell it's the gender, that's the only thing we can tell. Anything else, we have to catch them to see what they are. Oh, that's so cool, man. Hang on. That is 95 accuracy, because of course. Do I want hand attack? Yeah, probably, to be fair. I mean, I don't want hand attack, I mean. Oh, well. Unless you can relearn it. Yeah, you can do it. You can just constantly battle this guy, the Slowpoke, for like payday or whatever. Oh, that's so nice. So obviously the idea then is to stand on this side of the Slowpoke, which I think is a rare instance where there's more to it than just like, oh, you've got to stand, you got to just press the A button, if you will. But you can just constantly battle them, you know, like this. You can just constantly, you know, get thingamajig like this. That's so cool. You're kind of locked out of the Isle of Armor, to be fair, I think. But, and the other one, are you? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but I feel like you are. I don't know. I guess we'll try that out or something another time or something. How was Fury Attack? 85 accuracy, really? Oh, well, never mind. But yeah, that's something I'll have to look into then. In fact, you know what, I have a save, so yeah, let me go back and I'll just check again, if you will. Alright, here we are. Good if we really need to battle him. Alright. Alright, no, don't want to battle you just yet. So you want to go to what area or Mutterstoke? Yeah, you can go to Mutterstoke now because obviously thingamajig, but you know, Slowpoke living in the Isle. There's lots of Slowpoke living in the Isle of Armor. Not sure if they feel like travelling or what, but sometimes if you board a train. Yeah, I wonder. Like, I can't even remember. I don't think Slowpoke even spawns in the Crown Tundra, to be honest. Which is a little sad, to be honest, but. This is the first time you've seen a Galarian Slowpoke. The colouring of the top of their head is curry-like. So yeah, it does seem like you're locked out of it then. Looks like you're locked out of thingamajig. So that's kind of sad, but oh well. Do we even? You know what? I'm gonna save it for next time. Should I actually? Yeah. You know what? No, it's fine. I don't need to train on this guy. Yeah, I can just train off screen or whatever. You know, it's fine. You know. Alright, I'm gonna catch this guy. Then you need to catch them. So yeah, that's really nice though that you need to catch them because it's really good for ASAP runs and it's good for the IMS as well. You know, that's really nice. Did I really get a critical hit, or was that the physical defense was really that bad? It must have been really that bad. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to cut here. And I'm going to actually see what gender the other Slowpoke was. Should I? Actually, I don't even know when Ditto was spawned. So, I don't know. So, you know what? I'll make sure this one's a female at least. Because in that case, then I can get more Slowpoke that way, if you will. I don't know if you can get Ditto yet, but if you can, like, by yet, I mean before the first ACP boss, obviously. I don't know if you can get Ditto yet, but if you can, then it's fine. You can get whatever gender. But if not, you probably need a female Slowpoke. Probably. Because to be fair, you're locked out of more Slowpoke. Like, this is the only Slowpoke you can get at this point without breeding, right? You know, before the ASP boss, which is, you know, Clara / Avery, you know, the first battle with them in the Isle of Armor. So, yeah, let's make sure I get a female Slowpoke. Because if I get a male, and I don't know what gender I got on the other one, so I'm going to assume the worst and assume that I got a male in that case. So hopefully we can get this female. Why am I getting so powerful now? Oh well. Yeah, I can just remember Sound Attack again if I ever need it again, so there's that. Oh, I need to get the item as well, I forgot about that. Which that's another thing, you can use pickup as well. Which is really nice. So yeah, here's a temporary thingamajig for you if you wanted it. Temporary IMS, if you will. Which IMS stands for Infinite Monster Spawner. I'll put that in the description below because I do have a DeviantArt journal on that as well to describe what it is. But it's basically when, well, it is what it is, an infinite monster spawner, you know? That's what it is, you know, you just spawn in a bunch of an enemy, you know, and you basically have an easy time battling them, you know, like this, you know? Especially when you get so powerful enough that you don't need the training, but you can pass the training on to someone else, or that you can use something like Payday to get yourself more money or something, you know, something like that, so, you know, that kind of thing. Let's hopefully catch. Because, as well, another thing as well that I need to point out, by the way, is that the reason why you're getting a female Slowpoke, aka one that you can breed with another Pokemon that's part of the same egg group, is because, in this case, like, they have a branch evolution. So, you might want to have two, just so you can be sure to have both ready for when you do get both items. Although, to be fair, given that one of the items is locked behind the same lock that locks out more Galarian Slowpoke, it's probably not necessary. But I'd rather be safe than sorry in this case. So, you know. Also, note how it didn't bring up a Pokédex entry for Galarian Slowpoke. That's because Galarian Slowpoke, or Slowpoke I should say, isn't in the normal Galar dex. They're instead in the Isle of Armor dex, and we don't have that dex yet, so that's why it didn't come up. So, you know, and again, I'm not going to come up with a nickname for now. I'm going to box them for now. But what I'm going to do as well is, like, I might add one of them to my team. I'm not sure. I might add both, actually, to be fair. I don't know. So, yeah. Wow, amazing. The way you call that Slowpoke was the absolute coolest. Alright, yeah, so now we get access to the, what's it called? The train, not the boat. Actually, no, wait, technically it is well, it's not a boat, it's a plane, right? Or something like that. Yeah, because it's an island, so I'm going to catch some rare Pokemon and do some training. Let's hang out if we meet again, okay? Bye-bye, see you later. Alright, now, I know it's deadly, but I did some research beforehand. Like a while ago. And we can go to the Isle of Armor now, if we wanted to. Can we? Maybe we gotta talk to this guy. I forgot, man. Okay, here we go. So we can go to the Isle of Armor now. And we can go now, and it's going to be completely fine, completely safe for us to do so at this point, right? Well, just watch as we go here, right? Now, this has done nothing for us, essentially, in terms of the ASAP run. So, you know, oh, she's researching. Nice, I really like that. One of my best friends, this person is. So, I'll update your Pokédex. You can, you know, obviously have both Pokédexes now. The Isle of Armor Pokédex has been added to your Pokédex. When you've got a lot of Pokemon on the Isle of Armor, come back and show me your Pokédex. Alright, so we can check here. So, we can actually just look at both Pokédexes. So we've got Galarian Slowpoke, obviously, they're number 1, which is pretty cool. We've already got Squirtle, but they're in both Pokédexes anyway, which makes sense. We've got Blipplug, which we need to catch. And, geez, why is this so huge already? We've got Roltz, Shootle, this is in the Isle of Armor dex as well. And we've got Ruffler, look at that, 179 in this dex. What about this dex then? 281. That's weird. As well, because like if you look at them, it says number 179, but then it changes to 281. Despite you looking at it through the lens of the Isle of Armor dex, if you will, as opposed to the original dex. Oh well. But yeah, now this is it. This is all we can do at the Isle of Armor. This is literally it. Okay, this as well. We can get this guy. This guy's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna get cold feet and doesn't want to do it, if you will. Yes, Clara. Been going to Dojo for a while. You just literally said you were coming here to catch some rare Pokemon. Now you've been there for a while. What? What is this theme? Why have I never listened to this theme before? It sounds very upbeat, but also like kind of like surreal princess kind of vibes, if you will. Like a good princess vibes, not a bad princess vibes, because you do get ones that are bad, but anyway. Yeah, this is a new. Well, I'm a new student. I'm not a new student, but I'm this and that and what's never there. By a kid. Wait, how old are you actually? Compared to the main character, anyway. What? How about we have a quick battle? How about we don't? I'll be waiting outside. So come on. Yeah, that's what makes her an ATP boss in this case. You'll never know what hit him. I can't. Now you can't go outside. As soon as you leave this building, you have to battle her. There's no freedom in movement or whatever. You just can't do anything. And you can't lose that battle either. If you lose, you come back here, inside at the train station, if you will. Or not train station, but you know what I mean. You come back inside, so you can't do anything at this point. So, you're kind of stuck here, if you will. You're not stuck here, you can go back. Which, I did do the research on. You can go back, which is really nice. So yeah, you can just come back here. And then we can go to the Crown Tundra. You can just go all the way there. Oh yeah. Look at that as well. That area at the top is it's the final place of this game, if you will. Like, it's the final place of this area, if you will. Like, it's the very final place you visit without it being like an old area that's just been renewed, if you will. This may be your first visit to Crown Tundra, am I right? Bloody hell, I think it's anyone's first place, an area called that. I'm researching Pokemon biologically around here. A number of ancient and rare Pokemon have been spotted in the Crown Tundra. You see, if I update your Pokedex for you, will you help me research them? And then you don't get an option, you just get forced it anyway, which is fine by me, because we want it anyway. Pokedex has been updated. The Crown Tundra Pokedex has been added to your Pokedex. Ah yeah, do your best to complete your new Crown Tundra Dex. You bet. Gosh, man. Look at that. Oh, man. We don't even know what the first Pokemon here is in this dex. Why is it Wooloo who's second? Or, not second, but third, I guess. We don't know who's first and second here. And we got Rookidee all the way down here, when Wooloo is right here. Why? And Yamper? Why? And Zigzagoon? That's so weird, man. But hey, we got Blipbug in the Isle of Armor still, which is kind of like held hostage until you battle Clara and Avery and Shield, which, it's the same thing over there, by the way, which I will show that off because it's a version exclusive cutscene, but, Alright, now, before I do anything, it's been a while since I came back home, but it seems like a lot's changed. It's a lot colder than I remember, and there are so many rockish Pokemon wandering around. What? Is that lore? Has it not always been this cold? That's so weird. Anyway. Now, let's go in with only one Pokemon for this, and you'll see why. In fact, let's go with Zigzagoon. And you'll see why I want to go in with just one Pokemon here, because... it's, because there is actually another battle on the other side of this door here, as well. Like, well, you're not forced into it, so you do get a bit of freedom this time around. But it's even better, because, like, after all this, you get, what's it called? You get, like, you get a battle with the guy, right? Peony, I think his name is. And then, but you can lose that battle, and it will still continue on like normal. So... yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice that you can do that, because that means then I've come to the conclusion that if they don't lock you out of anything, they don't count an ASAP boss. So the fact that Clara or Avery, you have to beat them, the first battle against them right after you start the Isle of Armor, that counts as an ASAP boss because it's like a new area or whatever. Plus, it's like a nice cut-off point. It lets you visit the rest of the game, if you will, after you beat the league, if you will. Which I don't think there's that much you can even do after the league, to be fair. In which case, maybe she counts as like the same as the league. In that case, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to check that out properly at some point. But because like the same applies to Erica from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Because as far as I'm aware, like, she's not an ASAP boss, because in order for strength, the HM that she lets you use, in order for that to count as like an item, if you will, for whatever, in an ASAP boss run, you need Surf, right? But Koga is after Erica. So, in that case, like, as far as I'm aware, Erica only counts as an ASAP boss if you do her after Koga, in that case. So, it's kind of a bit of a funky situation, that is, but you can do them in either order if you wanted to. It's just one of those weird little additions, if you will, to ASAP boss runs, I should really let this play out, because I'm not, I'm not really reading the text. What a generous and totally unwanted offer. I mean, at least she's polite about it, in the sense that she's calling it generous, but at the same time she's being honest about it as well. Like, I wish I had people like that in my life who are like, okay, who are like real about it, like saying like, okay, well, I get it, but no, kind of thing. Like, they can just say no, like, obviously, yeah. Saying no is good, but at the same time, when it's like someone who's not like attacking you or whatever, if you know what I mean, or whatever, when it's like such a calm situation, you can say more than just no, like you don't. I mean, I guess you're not really owed an explanation, but sometimes when it's like when you're not being horrible and like, I don't know, because like for me, like from my perspective, on the other side, like if I said no to someone, I would want to explain it to them, because then it's like, then it's like, they know why I'm saying no, and in that sense, then it's like, maybe they'll improve in the future, maybe not, I guess there's always that chance that maybe not, they won't improve in the future, or whatever, but at least then they'll know, if you will, they've got something to base it on, if you will, and in that case, if they are genuinely a bad person, they're more guilty, if you will, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So, it's just that's how I'm kind of looking at it, if you will. Especially when it's like you don't know what you've done wrong, then of course, like, it might be hard to reflect, I guess, something like that. So yeah, Peony, this guy. Brace yourself, I'm pretty ferocious in battle. This fucking theme, man, this is great. This dude's great, man. Look at that, he's got a copperish hair. Why? Not why, but yeah, this guy does not scale, unfortunately. He's level 70. He's nearly 10 times. He's 9 times my level, or 7 times. What is it? I don't even. You know what? My math is off. How much is it? It's like 7 times. Nearly, I guess. More, just a bit more than that, I guess, or something. Oh, man. Alright, what do we want to use? Chat, vote now. Alright, well, they're steel type, so maybe we can lower their defenses. Superpower, really? More like overpowered, jeez. Wait, did we not even lose any money for that? Oh, I wish I checked. Oh, man. I guess I can check afterwards. Like, I don't have to save, because I've still got the save from earlier. Wow. She's bloody damn quick, isn't she? Considering how quick I was to lose that battle. Why? You don't have to butt in that hard, man. But out here so we can have a proper father-daughter trip. First one in ages. Okay, so you don't actually even live here. Now we've got here, she grabs the first trainer she finds, makes him a decoy, and legs hit. That's my dear Nia for you. Well, I guess. Adventure. Only Peony would come up with a name like that, with like a pun like that, I guess. That's me, like she wants good old Papa to chase after her. I mean, to be fair, that's a really good area. Now, to be fair, as well, another thing is Max legs. Oh gosh, man. They are going to be quite a doozy for this playthrough, if you will. You know, they really are. Now, fortunately, as far as I'm aware... Wow, full restore already? Wow, that's actually pretty good. As far as I'm aware, the Pokemon do scale here. Like, the wild Pokemon. Oh, okay, the max rates do at least. Who's this? Oh, it's Thingamajig! Oh, I gotta get you, man. One of you right here would be awesome. You know what? I've still got Thingamajig, to be fair. You know, Thingamajig, whatever it's called. I've still got Shield to try that out on, so I can just loose Peony on there and see if it works. So, yeah, let's do this, man, because I saw this in the background and I really want to take it on. Alright, yeah, let's go with Rufflet again. You know, because that would be really good for this battle. Alright, at least max rates are good, because they scale. I don't know about wild Pokemon, to be honest, so I can't really comment on them just yet. Oh, jeez. I put my controller down, my Joy-Cons down, and it rumbled. Nice. Alright. Yeah, see, it even the Mega, the Dynamax move is better, but only by 20 power rather than 25. But that's still powerful, still better. I guess there's also Dynamax rates as well. You know, how you're gonna handle those as well. You know, because remember as well, Pokemon don't heal after a Dynamax battle. They heal before it when they enter, but they don't heal afterwards. So, you know, there is that. I guess as well with what's his face with Peony, I guess there is also the point about how, like, you know, what's it called? Like if he has like it does it to everyone. Oh wow. But like I guess with him there's also the point of like if you want to see every Pokemon, you might have to defeat all of his Pokemon as well. But with him, like I imagine you can find all of his Pokemon as well. I'll have to check actually. I'll check the decks after this as well, just to see if you know, it works, if you will. We're gonna speed ourselves up, except not really, because we're gonna defeat them. Nice. Oh, I've only bought a nest ball for this. That would be nice. Because this Pokemon, the evolution, they like when I first saw them, because of how much they reminded me of Rose Raid, and how much I actually liked Rose Raid and whatnot. Not really. Well, because of how much I liked Rose Raid. Not because it's similar to this Pokemon in how Rose Raider falls or whatever, but because of this Pokemon here. Like, this Pokemon, I really like this Pokemon. When I first saw them, I instantly knew I want to use them on my team. So, you know, there is that as well. Oh yeah, now everyone should get a Pokédex entry now as well, by the way. They anchor themselves in the ground with a single leg, or with their single leg. Wow, so they're actually an owl in that case. Then basks in the sun. After absorbing enough sunlight, their petals spread as they bloom brilliantly. Alright, I'm not going to name you because I don't know if I'm going to use you for the team still. I don't know. I still haven't decided on any teams yet, by the way. Oh, you got neutral nature as well. Nice. Docile, okay. I mean, is that good? I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. I haven't made any, thingamajig builds. Alright, do these Pokemon scale up? Probably not, considering there's Jinxes and whatnot around. There's Swablu. I mean, do I even have any Smokables? Because I don't want to really use anyone who doesn't have, thingamajig. I don't want to use anyone who's like, gonna just fail, if you will. Oh, that's our first one? Does that mean we can't earn... Can we earn Dynite Ore before? I'm pretty sure we can, actually, because I'm pretty sure I have a file that is still yet to visit that area. I don't know, man. Now, I'm pretty sure I still have a file that's still yet to visit this area, the second area, but it's like, it's still earning Dynite Ore. I'm pretty sure. Wait, Ordino. Alright, did they scale? A very strong looking Ordino. Okay, that tells me they don't scale. Oh my gosh, level 6, are you serious? I guess strong looking has got to be like, oh, they're too powerful for you to catch. So, you've got to be careful. You can't really just run into anyone. Like, I guess if we did defeat this Ordino, that would be pretty cool. We get like a lot of experience. But obviously, gosh, man. Alright, now before we go any further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go back and do something I forgot to show off earlier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then also, like, oh, look. Oh, that's actually cool, actually. Look, so the flag here is red, right, to indicate where you're going to go to next, right? The flag over here is purple or, like, blue, I think. It's like a bluey purple. And then over here, what colour is it? It's yellow. Oh, that's so cool, man. That's so cool, it's different colours and whatever. I'm really glad that there's different colours. Actually, I wonder if it's... Is it red just automatically, but it changes to yellow and then purple, blue if like you've got multiple flags out? 'Cause I feel like I don't remember ever seeing it a different colour, other than the normal red. So I hope it's like that always, if you will. I guess we'll see later on in the LP though, because obviously, like, I can't even do anything here until we beat the league, if you will. So. Oh yeah, we don't have access to everywhere. What am I looking everywhere for? I'm just so used to being able to look everywhere. Jeez. Alright, let me line up with the PC, because... Oh, we still can't do the lotto yet? Oh, that sucks, man. Alright, so as we can see here, we have the job completed. I think I mentioned it yesterday as well, or last time, but if you take the Pokemon from the Pokejob before they're complete, then it counts as if you didn't do anything of the Pokejob. So you won't get like any gift or anything, or any experience points at all. Even if you wait 23 hours and 59 minutes for a 24-hour job, and you pull them back, it doesn't count for anything. 300 Pokequid, really? So there will be more jobs available for you from now on. Yep, really good stuff. Okay, so since I'm not going to load up this file for a little bit, I might as well do Pokejobs for everyone. So, yeah, because obviously I need the experience points as well, so there is that. I mean, you're a spare, aren't you? Oh, you're an old version. Okay, yeah, I can... Yeah, okay, so let me do this. Let me just rearrange them. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And I'm going to change this as well. In fact, before I do that, I think there's a way to unlock every box in your... or more box anyway, by filling them all out. If we just do this. Yeah, okay, so if we exit and then... Yeah, nice. Alright. I unfortunately don't have enough Pokemon to fill out all the boxes again. I don't think I do anyway, but if not, worst case scenario, one thing you can do is you can always just, like, if you connect to home, I think it unlocks all of them for you. So, you know, I think it unlocks all the boxes for you. Well, not all of them, it unlocks all but one for you, because in that case, then it's like, you know, what's it called? It's like, what's it called? It's like, because they want you to have at least one space open, they don't want you to have, like, a full box or whatever. So, you know, they don't want you to have a full box of Pokemon and whatnot, a full PC and team or whatever, specifically when you go to catch Eternatus. Which, to be fair then, I don't know what would happen when you try and catch Sakin or Samacenta, to be honest. So, you know, I don't know what would happen there. Alright, so I'm going to put all these Pokemon in the PC for now, because now it is a good enough time to pretty much end the video, if you will. Well, not end the video. In fact, now that I think about it, actually, yeah, considering that I'm going to give all these Pokemon to the jobs anyway, it's fine. So, yeah, it should be fine. I mean, I guess if anything, what I'll do is I'll look up locations for these Pokemon as I'm sorting these Pokemon out, because one thing I can do, one thing you're allowed to do, if you will, if you're doing two ASAP together like this, I guess, if you will, like, no one's forcing you to not do it, but you've got to be careful about it, you know, because you don't want to, like, get a Pokemon you're not supposed to have, is that, like, in this case, it's like, you know, you can transfer Pokemon between the two games. You just got to be careful about, like, version exclusives and Pokemon, you know, like, because even the Pokemon that have version exclusives, that they're still catchable in both games. It's just that maybe one of them is catchable in raids only, but the other one is in the wild as well. Or maybe, like, for example, let's say, let's have a look at the map. If we say that, so let's say, take a random example. Let's say Caterpie and Blipbug, for example, complete example, right? So Blipbug, now this may not be true, I don't know, it probably isn't, but I'm just going to use this as an example because I think it's a really good example to go for if you were to help explain it. It's like, say for example, we can catch Caterpie in these early routes, right? Let's say we can catch Caterpie in these early routes, right? Specifically, we can catch them in Route 1, right, let's just say. That would mean that because you can catch them in Route 1, that means that in an ASP area run of this game, you can catch that Caterpie in Route 1 in Sword, right, let's just say, right, for the sake of argument. But in Shield, you can't catch Caterpie until Route 2, let's say. And wow, my EV training is done in my other game. Wow, I didn't expect to take this long. But yeah, let's say that Caterpie isn't available on Shield until Route 2. Right? That means that if you're doing ASP area runs of both games, you can't trade Caterpie over to Shield until that Shield is at Route 2. And vice versa for Blipbug. So Blipbug will be in Route 1 for Shield, but not until Route 2 for Sword. But both bugs are in Route 2 in both Sword and Shield, for example, that kind of thing, if that makes sense. Like I said, hypothetical situation that was, but it also, I know for a fact that to a degree, I don't know to what degree, but I know to a degree that applies also to Duskull and Shuppet as well in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, I think. Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire, because I remember looking it up, I remember even having a guide, an unofficial guide, saying, like, it kind of implied that the two Pokemon are first and exclusives. But they're not, because they're both available in both games. And I even noted that I even caught both Pokemon in Sapphire. But, because of their rarity in certain areas, that's what makes them a version exclusive. So it's not really a version exclusive, it's more like a version rarity, if you will. You know? I think the same applies to Caterpie and Weedle, actually, in Generation 1 of Pokemon. You know, red and blue, specifically. Not yellow, but red and blue. I think Caterpie is more common in one game, and Weedle's more common in the other game, but both are available though. kind of thing. Even if it's just the same area, the rarity is different, if you will. Like, one is common, the other is rare, and vice versa. Does Skull and Shuppet, though, I think they might be, in specific areas as well. They might be a bit more area specific as well, other than just like rarity specific or whatever. I don't know, but just an example. Alright, now let's do Pokejobs, and then I'll end off, if you will. Like I said, I'll be careful with Pokemon and whatnot. So start off with, we've got a Rock type Pokemon. This guy wants Rock Pokemon. So I don't have any Rock types other than Cutel, technically, because Cutel does evolve into a Rock type. But I don't think that counts anything here, so I'm not gonna do this one just yet, just in case your other two Pokejobs could be better. This one requires Bug types, which I do have, so let's have a look then. I think I have Bug types. Yeah, we've got Grubbin. That's it, we've just got Grubbin. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that just yet because I want to fill up all 3 slots, but I don't want to take any Pokemon from this. So this one requires electric types, which Grubbin technically is if they evolve, but we can't count them because I want to use the other one. So yeah, okay, wow, we can't really do anything then. That's a shame. In fact, actually, let me check the Pokemon first before we actually end off. And I know it's pretty long. I mean, we're already at 1 hour 5 minutes in terms of recording, so I do apologize for the length, but I mean, what do you expect? It's an ASAP Run. I really like recording long videos. Okay, so they're lonely. They're serious, hardy, quirky. We already had those 3 anyway earlier. Naive. Yeah, this guy we caught earlier as well. Actually, to be fair, I didn't even show them on screen, so in all fairness. Because these ones are kind of brand new. Alright, Seedart, we have gentle, bold, docile, hardy, serious, relaxed, and that's cycle, okay. Alright, so, yeah, that's pretty much all the Pokemon we have. So just don't pick electric or bug for these guys, okay. So like I said, I'm going to pick both Tutors just for the sake of argument, and then, I don't know, because you do want to pick Rock types, but you just get less of a reward if you pick the wrong Pokemon, if you will. You don't get, like, minus reward, you just get less of a reward, if you will. And then on top of that, as we saw earlier, because the previous one asked for normal types, the Squirtle got more experience points than the other two, because they were normal type, whereas the other two weren't, so, And I guess we'll go for Zigzagoon, because rock bands or whatever, And by the way, just for the sake of argument, it is now currently 7:59 AM on Sunday, the 21st of September, and it's just turned 8 AM according to my clock. So, there you go. That's why the previous job was already done. So, Next is Bugs. So we need Thingamajig for certain. And I might as well take these two as well, because I don't think there's any benefit or disbenefit to using, say, grass types in a bug one or whatever. I'm not entirely sure, like, if it's saying, like, if it said, like, oh, we want rock types, I don't know if there's a benefit to sending ground types in that case, if they're not, assuming they're not rock types as well, but I guess. Wait, what does that one want? Electric types, okay. Right, for the sake of argument, I'm going to lead with an electric type as well, in this case. Again, I don't know if there's any benefit, but I guess there's or something. I don't know, man. I guess that's something to be researched in the future. Which I know I'm being kind of like, what's the word, like, pedantic, I guess? I guess I'm being weird or whatever with the whole sort of research thing like that. But at the same time, considering some things are just like, so like weird, if you will. Like, sometimes it's just like, because you get like such weird little things, if you will, like, the slightest change can make a big difference, if you will, in that case, or, you know what I mean, like, it's basically butterfly effect, but in research, if you will, kind of thing, like in actuality, if you will. So, if it asks for electric types and you send in, an electric type and 2 bug types, does it change depending on which position that electric type is in, I don't know, man, but that's obviously what it is, so, Alright, well, that is it for me today. In this part, I'm going to have to record and make sure I record those Shield exclusive scenes as well. hopefully, because like obviously like at the same time, you know, I haven't recorded Shield since part 3, so hopefully I can record more in the future. Hopefully I can like either like, you know, juggle them properly in the future or something, you know, but at least I'm doing something as of right now. Like I said, I've got that peony research to do as well, so I'll make sure to do that, because you didn't seem to lose any money from that battle, but obviously, if anything, like I said, maybe I'll research it, or not research it, I will research it, maybe I'll record it, is what I meant to say. But yeah, that's it, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a really minky day.